Yo, Super Fun Force, Captain Games here with the Desolator. I'm really excited about this blaster. It is from the Doomlands Impact Zone line. And I just want to say that the Doomlands line I think is really cool. And I do have another blaster I'll be showing in this video, but I want to start with this one because this is my favorite. I have it in a box still ready to go for you guys. And if you look on the back here, really cool. They show you a storyline. In the meteor's impact zone, an alien spore is changing harmless ash into deadly creatures. A lone hero enters the zone to destroy the spore and battle the infection. Okay, that's pretty awesome. And then it shows you on the back. This is a very simple and clean blaster. Comes with 10 elite darts. And it shows you the internals here on the clear window when it does its motorized flywheel blasting. It does require 4 AA batteries, which are never included. But that's okay. All right, so there's the box. So it's in the bottom to another one. Let's take this out and look at it, and also the other Doomlands blaster. All right, here we are. So I have the Doomlands Holdout and of course a Desolator. So let's quickly talk about this then. This is a single shot pistol, shoots about 60-ish FPS. I really like the Doomlands kind of aesthetic of having a clear chamber at some point so you can see part of the internal functioning. So this one, you pull the plunger tube back, there's a spring, and then of course you will depress this and then you will fire out the dart, single shot, and reload it. And this is cool because it has a scope. You can place 2 darts over here. They're pretty, firm in terms of being held, but again, you might be careful not to, you got to be careful not to like hit it or anything like that because then it will slide off, but it does work for sure. And of course it has the tactical rail and strike compatible, so you can use this on, for example, this and other stuff. So that's pretty awesome. So this is just worth getting for that in and of itself. It's pretty much a reskinned Jolt, if you guys ever know or see what the Jolt blaster is, which is Nerf's other single shot blaster. Very, very tiny. Again, you just cock it here, and then of course you put 1 dart in and fire it. So it's a pretty tried and true design, but I do like the aesthetic. Again, it looks very sci-fi, a little bit like steampunk and western. And really quickly, that's what I want to talk about with this series. These are the only 2 I want to get from this series. I have seen other cool ones, the Lawbringer, which is hammer action, and then there's the Judge, which is a gigantic one that fires triple shot bursts. But as cool as they are, I want to still have some type of use. And while those are pretty close to being enjoyable, they still fall kind of short, and I'm not going to talk too much about them. If you like them, or you definitely haven't seen them yet, still check them out, because again, they might work for you and they might be something that you really, really enjoy playing with. For me, what I like about this is, in a sense, it makes a good backup blaster in certain cases, and I'll talk about that in some of my future videos with my loadouts. At the same time, the aesthetic is great. It's a good value because you get a scope if you want to, again, aesthetically add that to your other Nerf blasters that accepts the rails. And again, the theme, I think they should have really pushed this to being a bit more steampunk. They don't really ever say that per se. They say it is more like a post-apocalyptic world, which is fine, but to me, when I first saw this, without reading the story, it just feels like a Western / steampunk with, sci-fi technology and all that cool stuff. So, in an alternate timeline, so to speak, not necessarily in the future, but from some type of combination of Western and fantasy and all that stuff. So to me, if they kept pushing that theme and they release blasters that are usable and with this aesthetic, I'd be a big, big fan. I still really like the line, but at this point I only really see myself getting these 2 and especially using these 2. I mean, I might get a few others maybe for collection purposes, but right now I'm just trying to get stuff that I really enjoy using. Now, that is this one, and then we're going to talk about this guy here. And let me start by removing the battery cover. So I'll put in my 4 rechargeable batteries. Now, normally I would load them in before game time, so that's my little tip for you guys. If you're constantly picking up your blaster and playing with it, then yeah, leave the batteries in. But if you're like me, you switch around different loadouts, then I like to have my batteries fully charged before the game. And if you leave your batteries inside a device, it'll slowly discharge over time. So, it's better to leave it out and ready to be fully charged. Okay, so then you would just, I would have to put this back on, but you screw this back on, and then the way it's fired, just like a Strike, has about the 70-ish FPS. Any flywheel blaster that has the rev trigger here, you press, Then you would hear the motors revving. Let's go look from this side. And then when you press the triggers, you can see there, it will push the dart into this area here with the flywheel motors, and then boom, it'll fire. So this thing is, again, just like a Strife. For those of you who don't know what a Strife is or have a Strife, this fires like the standard semi-auto Nerf blaster that is fully motorized, meaning, again, you get around 70 FPS, and it's just a simple matter of putting in the batteries, revving it up, giving it like a second to get that potential, and then just firing away until you run out of ammunition, which is cool that this also shows you your capacity. A lot of the N-Strike Mags do so, and that's always welcome. I do like how they added this aesthetic touch in the bottom. It's on there securely, so you can't remove it, and it adds that, you know, that aesthetic and gives it this bottom piece here, and I really appreciate that. I wish that they would sell these more individually in bulk, so you can get more of them to use either with Doomlands or just for your other Nerf blasters. Like, these would look great with Modulus, right? Because Modulus is white, and it's funny is, boom, this actually looks like it's from the Rival line. When you take a look, it's like, wow, that's pretty cool. It has the same exact color scheme. All right, and after spending some time firing this and using it, I will say that this is highly recommended. It's one of the few Doomlands blasters that is still somewhat readily available at the time of this video. Again, the more time that goes by, it is a limited series line right now, so who knows how much longer Nerf will be producing these, or if they will do any more in the future. But if you like the aesthetic, like I mentioned, cowboy steampunk, then you got to get this 100%. It's definitely playable because just like any other semi-auto flywheel blaster, it works great. All right, so to complete my review, I want to talk about just the ergonomics really quick. I think this fits fine. I'm used to this kind of thumbhole style grip, semi kind of bullpup looking configuration. This hand grip here is just phenomenal. And again, I just can't stop complimenting this really techy cyberpunk steampunk style, you know. And I just, yeah, again, it could be futuristic like a cyberpunk, it could be steampunk, alternate timeline, western. I mean, just a really cool theme in a series that they haven't really fully explored the potential of. It does have one small tactical rail up here. There is no barrel attachment on this, so again, it's not customizable from the exterior other than, oh sorry, two tactical rails, very small one here, long one back here. That's all you're going to get. No other rails on the body. You know, again, the stock is already fixed and the barrel is already fixed as well. So this is the package you pick up if you want something small, sleek, and thin. One other thing I want to point out is that when you handle this, you will notice right away there's a very nice premium feel. As you can see, there's a good amount of just overall texturing to this, and it just really feels like a high quality product. I think they really put a lot of attention to detail. I mean, this almost looks like carbon fiber and stuff, and it just has a nice rugged and durable feel to it, the paint and everything like that. So big ups to Hasbro. Again, I'm really happy with this line. I just want to see more usable stuff, you know. And for me, for example, I'm going to jump on a, you know, on a little bit of a tangent, but if you guys take a look at the Nerf Judge, if that one just fired a whole heck of a lot of, you know, single darts, like something wild, like 30 capacity instead of just, you know, 10 shots of 3 darts each, I would definitely pick it up. I mean, it's huge, it's, you know, obnoxious in a way, but again, it's just really thematic and different. But again, I still appreciate these two blasters a lot. And, you know, the overall, I think the line just needs to be pushed towards more of a steampunk, Western feel, and just, you know, keep going with these aesthetics, but give us more usability in terms of good ammo counts and practical firing blasters. So there you guys go.